Hey guys, how you doing? jpsarrireviews here. I hope you're having a fantastic day. Now in today's video, I want to cover 3 new pieces that have a lot of people talking in social media. I want to cover the Mandalorian and Grogu 1/10 scale statue by Iron Studios. I want to cover the new Beast statue by XM Studios. And also I want to cover the new Godzilla vs. Kong diorama, which is massive, by Prime 1 Studio. But before we get into it, I invite you, if you like the content of this video, if you like this channel, please help me by just leaving a like, also by subscribing and by sharing this with your friends in social media. So without further ado, let's get into it. And first, we are here at Sideshow because they are the official Star Wars distributor for Iron Studios products here in North America and the United States. And the Mandalorian and Grogu, the price for this one is $160, which I think is phenomenal. I think it's a good price for this. Some people would say it is expensive, but let's not forget that the Mandalorian is so popular right now, and definitely they can ask a premium and people are willing to pay for that. The release time for this is going to be between July and September of 2022. All right, so now we're looking at the pictures, and I'm telling you, this piece looks great. And right now we are flooded with the Mandalorian products. It's just amazing how popular the whole thing is, you know, the whole show, and people want to have more of this character. And also Grogu, of course. Baby Yoda is super popular. Some people were pointing out that it is not completely accurate. There's some inaccuracies on the paint job, but for the most part, it just looks perfect to me. I don't see anything there that is wrong, but of course, I'm not really paying attention to the small details. It is a nice concept. You know, and I'm glad because I was talking about this on Jabba the Hutt and just recently on the video when that went on pre-order, that I was not really keen about Iron Studios really selling stuff too expensive, starting with the most expensive characters, just to try to build momentum. I think it wasn't a good idea. I think when you start with the Mandalorian, it's a better idea because at this price point, you can really, I think people are happier. They're willing to pay the price, and then they can consider add anything else to the collection. So I'm excited for Iron Studios really getting into the Star Wars collection. I like it. The detail is there. You know, it's different. It's not an action pose, but it really showcases a part of the character that I think we all fell in love with, which is that father-son figure of relationship they have. But yeah, the detail is there. As you can see, the paint job is nice. Unfortunately, we cannot see the face of Baby Yoda, of Grogu, which I think is a big selling part of the character. He's just cute. And the base, I think, is simple. And there's some texture there. Now we can see it there. It's a nice paint job. It's a nice statue, to be honest with you. And not only that, not only the fact that you can actually build a collection of Star Wars stuff, and I'm sure a lot of people are willing, and that's what they want for this collection to grow, so they can add pieces here and there. But I think that this is another piece that also can work well as a standalone piece in your shelf or any other place that you want to display this by itself. I think this can work really nice. So you don't have to be a hardcore collector to get into this one. $160 I think is fair, not too expensive, not too cheap, but I think it's on the perfect, I think it has a perfect balance and definitely looks really nice. And it's small, yes it is a 110, but it has detail, so it is good to me, and I say I recommend it. All right guys, now we're moving on to XM Studios so we can look at Beast. The edition size for this one is going to be 999 pieces. As always, XM Studios maintains the standard with that. The retail price is going to be, or it's 1,299 Singapore dollars. If you're a Prestige member, you get a 10% discount. This is only available in Southeast Asia. However, you can go through a spec fiction and you can pretty much import it to your location if you're outside of this area. Now, you pre-ordered this before June 12th at 6 p.m. Singapore time. You can get a Beast collectible display plaque as your early pre-order gift. The people involved in the process of production here, we have Ricardo Federici. He is the designer. Maria Pamfilova is the sculptor. And of course, the XM Studios design and development team is involved in the whole process. All right, now we're looking at the pictures, and I'm telling you, I really like this sculpt. I think Beast looks amazing. Maria did a terrific job, and I really don't know her, but I can tell you that she's really good at the anatomy, and this character looks great. I need to find out more about her, so this is something that I'm going to do. I have to do my research, but I'm telling you, the sculpt that she did here is really good. And to be honest with you, Beast is it's a fan favorite. It's a character that is beloved by a lot of people. But for some reason, we haven't gotten as many collectibles over the years. Now, a few statues here and there, Bowen Designs did a good job. They have two different pieces, one with the Avengers classic look and also one with the X-Men look. It's sculpted by Eric Sosa, and the face sculpt for the Avengers one was done by Randy Bowen. But I'm telling you, the piece looks amazing, and this one I think is comparable to many others that I've seen in the past. And to be honest, I've never found one that I was excited for. And even though I've seen like a 1/4 scale statues, custom pieces and stuff like that, I have never been excited by any of them. And I feel that this one really captures the character in a much better way. And as you can see the dimensions there, and of course they follow the same trend with this Sentinel basis, and he's in battle. And he has this, I would say the only thing that I'm not really keen about it comes with two different portraits. This one with the glasses, I wish he had a different expression because the same expression is applied to both portraits. The only difference will be the glasses, and they're really tiny. So I wish it was something different there, a different expression instead of screaming or yelling, because again, the only thing that it really separates both is just the glasses. But I like the paint job. There's a lot of detail there, really cool. And it's really nice. I would say, you know, it's not much to it in the sense that there's not many switch outs here. So what you see is what you get, and here you can see the expression. I love this face. I love the glasses, but I wish it was something different, a different expression, maybe a, you know, a smiling face or something like that. That would be nice because, you know, that's another part of Beast. You know, he is a beast, but at the same time, he is very smart and very calm. He's a pacifist in so many ways. So I feel that that's kind of missing here. But make no mistake, I like this Beast. I think it's superior to many other custom pieces that we have seen out there. Some people are not happy with the price, of course. A lot of people always, when we talk about XM Studios, and I've seen this in the video as well, a lot of people always mention the price, and I do understand that, but XM has always been fair with this price. This is the price that they started with, and they have continued with that price, and it hasn't really changed as much. Some companies have changed. XM Studios maintains the standard of what they want to do. They maintain the same number of pieces they want to produce. They don't want to go overboard with that, and I like that. And here you can see the hands, the detail there. The Sentinel, I wish Sentinel has some light up feature there too. That would be nice, just to add some contrast, because everything is a bit dark, and the only thing contrast here we have is between the blue, the dark blue, and the purple on the Sentinel's hand. But really like it. You know, I think it's a nice addition, and definitely this is going to pair so well with, even with your Sideshow collection. I feel that this is a great piece that can go alongside so well. And I don't know why Sideshow has never really done a Beast. Of course, they did Beast on the 1/5 scale and the Comic Cat line, but that's about it. You know, we would like to see a premium format. I think that would be nice, but look at that. And that's another thing that I would say I like about XM, is that they're really tackling these characters that unfortunately Sideshow hasn't worried about, or they haven't really even hinted over the years. So it's good. It's good that we have options here. And look at the eyes, the detail there. Maybe there's a lot of shadowing, maybe a lot of shading there on the character, just to enhance some of the look. Maybe it's too much, but I would say I like it. I think they did a good job here. All right, and now we're moving on to the last piece of this video, which is the Godzilla vs. Kong diorama, ultimate diorama. This is something totally different. I've never seen something like it in this hobby. Of course, I've seen dioramas in my lifetime, but I've never seen nothing like this in a commercial side. And the price for this out of the gate is really high, and it's a premium, and I was expecting it to be this high. I know a lot of people were dissatisfied on social media, pointing their frustration with it, but to be honest with you, I wasn't expecting any less. I don't know what people were expecting. They were, you know, this is the whole thing they presented in that video on the showcase on the Next Level 2. It is a massive piece, and the price here, I think it reflects that. It's $5,699 for both. Now you can buy them separately. You can buy, for example, Godzilla right here, and it's going to be less than $2,000 plus shipping, of course, so that's going to add up. But you know, it's smaller because there's a part in the whole diorama that in the middle of them that is going to be added only for the, you know, for the big diorama if you decide to buy the large one. Now, Kong is cheaper. It's $18.99. It's $100 cheaper than the other one, but Godzilla has on his fins a big light up feature in comparison to Kong, but Kong has really nice switch out parts. Now, these are going to release between August and November of 2022. According to the information here, the details, the product weight is going to be approximately 72.6 kilograms. I would say that that's what they say now, but to be honest with you, I think that it's going to be even heavier than that. All right, now we're looking at the pictures, and I'm telling you, if you buy them separately, you can get this part of Kong with these buildings right behind him, also with Godzilla, some of these buildings. But this part in the center, this big building, this billboard right here, all of that is only part of this exclusive diorama. And here you can see everything that comes with it. It has a lot of LED illumination. Again, all of this adds up to the price. And I know some people don't want to hear it. Some people don't want that. They say, well, that's too much. At the same time, I feel that people sometimes they expect too much out of too little, in the sense that they expect to make the most bang for their buck. And ultimately, I can tell you that even though this is costly, the moment that I saw it, I realized how expensive it was. Even before I was a statue collector, I was already into miniature scaling, all of that. And it's always been an expensive hobby. People, you know, you'd be surprised how much you have to pay for some of that stuff. You know, if you want a big diorama or a cityscape, all of that, that takes a lot. That's a lot of money. So when they did this and I saw all the electronics and every part that comes with it, and all the swappable parts and all that, I realized that it would be extremely, extremely expensive. And actually, I'm surprised that the price is not as much as I thought it would be. I even thought it could get closer to the 10,000 mark. And I know some people are going to disagree with that, but to be honest with you, when I look at these pieces, this is not, even though they sell it to the market, to whoever is willing to pay the price, I don't consider this a piece that can fit in most collection rooms. I think 99% of the collection rooms around the world don't have the space, and they don't have the place for this. This is a museum piece, and it says it's right there, it's a museum diorama, ultimate museum diorama. This is just for those who have the means, the space, a place that they can represent this, because it's going to be huge. So ultimately, I don't feel bad about it, because that I cannot afford it. And ultimately, even if I could afford it, I don't have the space for it. And I think that it would be a disservice for this piece just to display it in a very crowded place, a very tiny place. So you have to kind of sometimes give or take. You know, there are other things out there that you can take instead of this. But I can tell you one thing, the art they put into this, it's amazing. And I know some people have the space and the means for it, and more kudos to them for that, more power to them for that. I don't think in that case, Prime One is taking advantage of anyone. I think that they are doing what they're supposed to be doing. They are producing the best thing that you can imagine, and some people will pay the price for it. Not because they're dumb or stupid, like some people will call them, but it's because they have the means and because they have the capacity to afford, first of all, to afford it, but also to display it. But look at this. Now, with Kong, it comes with 3 different portraits, which I like. The hands, you have the axe, you have this thing, so you can change this tower, or you can put this little plane here. And this is the separate base that comes with this, pretty much with the whole thing, if you purchase this together. And I like this one, that billboard, all this light up features here. There's a lot of electronics, a lot of wiring that goes into it. That's a lot of work. And this is not like, you know, some statues, they have a light up feature too, and that's it. But this one has a lot of light up features everywhere, from the explosion. So the LEDs are all over the place. The wiring here is going to be a pain in the butt. I gotta tell you this, it's going to be a pain in the butt for the factory to get all this done. So definitely that is added to the price. And here you can see, I love that Godzilla, looks great. But the detail there, the dimensions, look at that. It's 80 centimeters in height, 66 centimeters in depth, and 142, it's almost 1.5 meters. That's how wide it is. So it is huge. As soon as I saw it, I realized this is going to be too big for most people. For example, like XM Studios did that X-Men diorama, the Sentinel versus the X-Men. I like it. It's a nice concept, but as a 1/6 scale, that thing is huge. And only a few people have the space for that, the proper space. And unfortunately, most of those statues, if you don't have the space, they end up in packages and boxes pretty much forever. And you never get the chance to really look at it and really see the beauty of it. So I would say that, you know, kudos to those who are able to afford it and have the space for it. But for me, I think it's too much. I like it. It's beautiful, and I can praise Prime One Studio all day long for what they did here. I love this angle, love the light up feature there. I know there's a lot of work. They put all their heart into it. I know that this company is doing amazing stuff. I'm amazed by what they're doing. They put in all their heart and mind into everything that they're doing. The whole thing is so professional. Everything they do, even the way they handle the social media feed, is professional. Amazing what they're doing here. And I'm in awe of the artistry. I'm in awe of the talent that they have. Even though they don't really name the people behind all these products, which is a shame because I would like to know who they are. they're super talented and they really work hard. You know, at the end of the day, it's about just bringing the best of you. And I feel that this company is doing it. This art is amazing. The concepts are amazing. And looking at all these pictures at different angles, it really enhances the beauty of this whole diorama. That it's not for me. Definitely is not for me. I would love to see it in person one day. Maybe I'm invited to some place or Prime One Studios showroom or something where I can see it. But this is something that definitely is not for everyone, and I'm okay with that. At different angles, it's just amazing. And then you have this black, and to be honest with you, this is kind of nice that it's there, but to be honest, not necessary, because ultimately the whole thing here is what's really important. I'm telling you, today it's been a good day. I can be here for hours talking about the stuff that these companies are producing. But it's amazing to see what they are working on, and they're really catering to different audiences. But what is your opinion? What do you think about these pieces? Are you a fan of them? Are you excited for them? Are you going to pre-order? Are you excited for this Godzilla vs. Kong, or you think it's too expensive? Let me know in the comments below. So once again, my friends, thanks for watching. Don't forget to like, to comment, and to subscribe to the channel. Hit the notification button so you're reminded of the next video. Follow me on social media, Facebook, Twitter, Instagram. The links are down below. And please consider supporting the channel financially through Patreon. My friends, God bless you. Take care, and I will talk to you again. Bye.